Summer is almost over, August is here. What does that mean? The Ontario Fall Bear Hunt is here. We've been shooting our crossbow all summer long, getting ready for this bear hunt. What I mean about we, I mean I get to take my niece Kalie up on her first Ontario trip. Not only that, her first bear hunt. What better place to go than Ontario on a big old bear hunt? I am excited to get her up there.
I'm so excited. My Uncle Ty has been hunting big game throughout Ontario. I've been watching him. It looks so awesome. When he contacted me, my heart rate went through the roof. I just cannot wait. I've been practicing throughout the summer, getting right on the target, and I'm so ready to go.
Her shot is right on. Hey, let's see where you're at in your shot, see if we're ready for this hunt this week. Looks like success.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Linder and Sjodin explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself. And who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
Packing for the trip, our adrenaline was riding at an absolute high. Rigged for the hunt and some walleye fishing to boot. I couldn't have been happier to accompany my niece Kalie on her first Ontario big game adventure. She was beyond excited too, and we were both ready for the float plane trip to Watson's Kaby Lodge. The drive gave us time to talk through the upcoming trip, and I couldn't have imagined anyone more prepared for what Ontario has to offer. Then, before we knew it, we were at White River Air and on our way to another Ontario adventure. Riding in a float plane with an experienced pilot and being able to take in the sheer wonder of the surroundings from the air. If you've never flown into a camp before, you need to make sure it's on your bucket list.
Really important for Tom and I to see people shoot, whether it's archery equipment or rifles. Before we take them out hunting, we need to be confident ourselves. Some people think that they can handle the situation maybe better than they actually can. So having everybody come here to our shooting range and just show us what they are capable of before they head out to harvest those animals is really, really important.
Bam, bam, bam. Let's go pull that thing and see where it's at. That's game over. When you're shooting like that on a target at 30 yards, it's game over for that bear. I am super pumped. Are you ready to get out there?
Super, super pumped. The past couple months, my Uncle Ty's been getting me out shooting, making sure I'm right on the target. Had to make sure that the scope or nothing got bumped on the way over on the flight and drive, and definitely didn't, right in the middle. And now it's up to me, so we'll see how it goes.
You know, this is going to be so much fun. Seeing how she reacts, seeing her adrenaline, seeing her emotion. This is going to be an awesome hunt for her. This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario. All right, let's take a look at a few trail cam pics. Sounds like you've got some bears coming in, Tom.
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of them coming right now. We have 21 stands going right now, and I'd say probably 19 of them are being active.
So how many acres do you guys, what's your BMA?
Our BMA is 61,000 acres.
That's a pretty good size.
We're the largest BMA in our little region that we have right now.
Yeah, on Kaby Lake, and it's all the west side of the lake, so everything's accessed by the water, which makes it even more exciting because we don't have roads and trails.
Yeah, right.
A little more challenging, but equally as exciting, so
bet.
it's pretty awesome.
So we actually have almost a full-size bear here. Let's give Kalie an example of what a perfect shot placement is.
All right, well, here's what we're looking for. When you look in line with the bear's leg, halfway between top and bottom of the bear, his top being his back, bottom of his chest, right in line with his elbow. And you want to put the arrow right in there. Do that,
Sounds good.
it'll be a real nice short tracking job for me.
The nice thing with those Raven crossbows too, if you do hit shoulder,
It'll blow through
you're
it.
gonna blow it up.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have no worries about sticking the shoulder. Oh, it
Yep.
didn't penetrate, because those Ravens will drive it right
Yep.
through.
That's what I was kind of worried about.
But obviously, you want to hit behind it if at all possible.
Yeah.
Ready, Kalie? You're excited for
yes.
this?
I'm totally ready.
Well, just gotta get the bears to cooperate, and we close the deal.
Hopefully they come in.
Boating to hunt bears is a unique opportunity and part of the fun. The scenery definitely adds to the excitement. Miles from home, this style of hunting is truly an adventure.
This bait is set up for two different scenarios. One is across the river like we're doing right now. The other is I have a tree stand up in the tree up over there. For the river tree stand setup, I have a barrel here. For the river setup, I have another barrel down on the edge of the water. Bear trails, I have several coming in here. This is a crossing point of several different trails, and that's why I really love this spot. A lot of bears come through here. We have one bear trail coming up straight along the river's edge, two going up on the ridge behind us, third going along the water's edge here. So it's a great option for a lot of movement, and we have a lot of great bears coming through this area. We've taken some beautiful bears off this bait. Peanut butter. Bears love peanut butter. With this wind right now, it's taking all these scents we just put down and blowing it right back up into the travel area. So I don't anticipate we can be very long before we see something coming down through.
We're all set up. We just came around. You might be able to hear the falls back here. That's why they named this Chipmunk Falls. It's a perfect spot. We're actually on an island. Tom just baited the barrel again. He said it got hit yesterday. He didn't bait it this morning just because he knew we were going to be sitting in this spot. So we're all set up. He's got us in a perfect spot. Kalie is 100% ready. We put in our time. We did all the practice. She's got the confidence. She's shot big game before. She's been on high school clay shooting, so she's got that competition, adrenaline rush that she's very confident with. So I have all the confidence when that bear comes in, even though those nerves and that adrenaline shows up for her, she's going to use that to her advantage. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens.
This segment is brought to you by Go Hunt Ontario. Part of the natural beauty to fishing or hunting in Ontario are the epic sunrises and sunsets. Day 2 of our trip was no exception, as we began our day with a fantastic home-cooked breakfast to fuel up for a fun day on the water. All right, you ready to go get some fish, Kalie?
Oh, yeah, first time in Ontario. Can't wait to catch some big Ontario walleyes.
I have a feeling it won't take long to get you on some fish.
Oh gosh, good. Oof.
All right. Perfect. Let's get out there, get some fish.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks. Had something hit it. It's a good sign. There we go.
Came back.
Walleye. Look at that, Kalie.
Nice.
First walleye of our trip. Woo! Woo, just use a little limber leech. Just popping it off and jiggling off the bottom.
Sweet.
Start. So you may be wondering why I have a Helix unit in the boat when they actually have a nice Helix 5 here. Well, I like to bring this because number one, it's a 7, it's got a bigger screen. I can split screen, I got sonar on one side, I got GPS. This lake is not mapped, so what I'm doing right here, as you can see here, I've got auto chart live on it. It's actually charting these depths. So right now we're in 6 feet, pretty much catching all these fish so far in 6 feet of water. This does get down to 10 in this river here that comes out of Kaby, Nakagami. So it's very useful for me to be able to come up here and basically map the lake so I know where these fish are. Yes, they've got a great sonar unit, a Helix 5 here. Those are awesome. And it's just nice to have my unit. I'm very used to it. I don't necessarily always know what they've got at the lodges, so it's a great piece of equipment for me to bring on all of my destinations. There we go. There, you got one, Kalie.
Woo!
Get in there. That's freaking nice. Yes, nice
Finally,
job,
got
Kalie.
one in the boat.
Walleye for Kalie.
Yeah.
Someone's having shore lunch.
Yeah. Can eat
Keep
now.
that one.
If I can get it out. There we go. Alrighty.
What were you doing there, Kalie?
Oh, it's just jigging it every few seconds off the bottom, let it fall back down, and they usually bite it on the way down. Finally got my first Ontario walleye, and it's a nice eater size, so perfect.
They taste better when you catch your own.
Yeah, exactly. All
Here, we'll
right.
throw it back here.
Sounds good.
I've had shore lunches across Ontario, but definitely rate Watson's Kaby Lodge as one of the finest, and something to look forward to. Besides the incredible customer service to make you feel right at home, their awesome culinary treats will have you wanting to stay longer. I promise. First Ontario shore lunch for Kalie, and so they got a bunch of different kinds of way they make fish here. It's so delicious.
So the key with the Kaby broil is you take a nice thick slice of our homemade bread, you put it on the bottom of the serving, then you take a good scoop of all that wonderful fish and the juices and the tomatoes and the onions and the citrus, put it on top of the bread, and you get to eat it with all that wonderful buttery sauce. Favorite here at Kaby Lodge.
Hey, did you know black bears are the smallest bear species in North America? Black bears stand roughly 2 to 3 feet tall at the shoulders and are 4 to 7 feet long from nose to tail. Most weigh between 200 and 300 pounds, but the heaviest black bear ever documented weighed near the 900-pound mark. One of the most interesting things about black bears is their hibernation, which most go into from roughly October into April. They breathe once every 45 seconds and drop their heart rate to 8 to 21 beats per minute. But it should be noted that if you disturb a hibernating bear, it'll wake up, man.
We're going on our next hunt. So far, the story this week is, before we got here, they had perfect fall weather. The bears were hitting every single site that they had out there as far as bear sites. We get in here, guess what? The weather turned right away. We saw some rain. We actually got out on our first sit. We saw a small bear. We passed on it. Mother Nature turned, gave us some 85-degree weather. I don't think there's any bear out there that wants to move in that. Then we saw a little bit of rain.
A little, I don't think I've ever been that soaked before. So.
Okay, we were in torrential rains. It came down so hard yesterday, we had to get down, kind of eliminate that hunt. It wasn't gonna work. No bear's gonna move in torrential rains, and we were soaked. Today, 75 degrees, it's starting to move back down. We feel like we're gonna see some bears tonight. We feel tonight's gonna be the night. We're heading back to Pike Bay. They've got a great big bear coming in. I feel confident.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got a good feeling about tonight.
I think we're gonna tag out. We're gonna get to the site and see what happens.
That was perfect. Great job.
That was so cool.
That was a great shot. Get in. That bear's not going anywhere. Great shot. Oh my God, that was so awesome. I think I'm excited as you are.
I can't stop shaking.
Look at my adrenaline. I can't stop. Great shot. I couldn't have done any better myself.
Okay, we're gonna call Tom and Michelle. Tell them we got a bear down. We got the walkie-talkie. And so they're only about 10 minutes away. We're not that far from the lodge, so let's hang this up and I'll get on the walkie-talkie. I think you found it, Kalie. Go get your hands on that thing. Look at that bear.
That's a nice.
That is beautiful. Look at that. Get your hands on that. Get around it. Look at that.
You got a big head.
Whoa, look at the noggin on that thing. What do you think of that bear, huh?
This is so awesome. This is one of the best experiences and hunts I've ever had. Can't thank Uncle Ty and Watson's Kaby Lodge enough. I'm so proud of this bear. Patience definitely pays off because we were sitting in the stand for hours, and I'm pumped. This is awesome.
I'd definitely be proud of it. You know, I'd like to reiterate that Watson's Kaby Lodge, Michelle and Tom and their whole staff is just second to none awesome. If you want to come up here and do a bear hunt, this is the place to go. They've had active bear sites everywhere. We unfortunately ran into some bad weather, hot weather, rainy weather, but they still kept checking their cameras, moving us to different locations. That's what you call a great operation. Call Tom and Michelle and book something, and bring a young youth too. Get them into hunting. This was a trip of a lifetime for her, and you know what? It was one that I will never forget either, because watching her adrenaline and her excitement was second to none. This was an amazing Ontario experience.